with Sonia Watson and Ben Fryer. This is BBC Essex.
Right, we've got a wonderful smell of food in the studio
lush, isn't it?
right now, and I'm going to hand my guest my cue because I've
I've checked
no
the
idea
Ben, leave
how
it
to
with
pronounce
me.
these foods we're going to try.
Have you ever tried a bit of, I'm setting myself up for a fall here, aren't I? Kimchi bulgogi? Bulgogi, which is grilled marinated beef, and japchae, which is stir-fried noodles. Well, you heard Steve in the background there. Steve Chatfield is a supply teacher from Chelmsford who makes this food on the street, and he's one of 20 finalists in the British Street Food Awards. So when it was suggested he come into the studio, we very much said yes.
Steve, if you don't mind me pointing out the obvious, you don't look Korean.
No.
How have you come to be such a brilliant Korean cook?
Well, I was very fortunate enough to have lived in Korea for about 3 years during my early 30s. Although technically I was never 29 because I moved out there, which sounds strange because when you're born in Korea, you're automatically one.
Really?
Really?
Yes, yeah. It's because there's a sort of social hierarchy with age, so they want to be as old as possible. And
So the day we're
Hang on a
digressing here,
minute.
but the day you're born, you're one.
yes, you're one when you're
So-
born, and if you're born in the latter half of the year, you are actually you then turn 2 in February
What?
during the Lunar New Year.
Right, well, that's something else we're going to have to read about a little bit later on.
Yes.
But fine. So, but can you become in 3 years an expert in a foreign cuisine?
Well, I had a slight advantage because I'm a chef as well, and I teach food technology, catering.
Well, that's handy.
So when I went out to Korea, it wasn't like I just tried the food and loved it and thought, I'm going to try and make that. I had a good advantage to begin with, and so when I got back, it was more about experimenting and making sure I got the flavors right, the flavors I really enjoyed when I was there.
And is there a strong Korean community here in Essex? Do they come and buy some of your food? And what do they make of it?
They have done. There's not many families, Korean families in Essex. There's about 2 or 3 in Chelmsford, and but they have all tried my kimchi and they approve as far as I
So it's
know.
a bit of pressure there, isn't there?
To my face, they approve.
What about people generally in Chelmsford? Do you find that people are pretty adventurous now when it comes to international cuisine and street food as well?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, street food is becoming more and more popular, and I think that's because the people making street food are really interested in doing the best possible food. It's about passion. It's about love for that particular food.
It must be quite hard though, mustn't it? Cooking stuff on a stall rather than in a big kitchen. Do you kind of prep some stuff and then finish it off there?
Yes. Well, some of the things like the kimchi, they need to be prepared in advance because they take time to ferment. The smell that you can is wafting, probably stinking out the studio a little bit. Is the smell of the fermentation that's been going on.
Several people next door just looking through the window. It's funny that you do an item on food. Lots of people here.
Steve, just say, I mean, I gather there were 3,000 people considered for the finals of the British Street Food Awards, and you're down to the final 20.
Yeah, it's quite a huge honour, really, for me. As a chef, you want to work hard and be recognised for that, and this is where you want to be, at the top end, I think.
And what do you make of this Jamie Oliver controversy that's happened in the last couple of weeks? He's got in a bit of hot water over the jerk rice, and a lot of people saying it's not traditional because jerk seasoning's for meat. And is it just about experimenting with different flavours and cultures? Can you do that?
Well, I suppose Jamie's under a lot of pressure to create new, interesting recipes all the time, and maybe just took a step too far on this one. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. I haven't seen the recipe.
Right. Well, Steve, you've bought in some. I've said I'm not a fan of food that is too spicy this morning. Have you bought in spicy stuff?
Yes, of course. Yeah, Korean food is a lot.
Brilliant.
Spice is the key element.
Spices are key.
There's no
element.
kormas, Ben. No kormas.
No, wonderful.
We'll get the chopsticks ready and the forks ready. In my case, I think, and we'll do this first.
Travel news from BBC Essex.
7:45, you're with Ben and Sonia. Claire Sharp has the travel.
Thank you very much. Yes, unfortunately, it's looking very busy at the moment on the A12. The queues northbound now back from junction 28 at the football grounds. That's all the way up towards junction 30 at Dedham, where it's still partially blocked because of this accident. It's taking at least 20 minutes to get through, if not more. It's also causing delays on the approach elsewhere. So Ipswich Road heading out of Colchester on the approach to the A120, that's looking very slow as well. Still seeing some delays on the M11 as well this morning, northbound from junction 8 at Bishop Stortford towards 9 at Saffron Walden, where one lane remains closed because of an accident, and it's still looking fairly heavy around Epping on approaches to the Wake Arms roundabout, particularly slow on Epping New Road. The next update is in half an hour.
Keeping you informed when it matters. BBC Essex Travel. BBC Essex Sport. Live.
Oh, hammered over the top. Grant's in here over the keeper's head! And into the back of the net! Reece Grant springs the offside tap and just lobs it over the onrushing Ryan Young to put Braintree Town back in front.
On a Saturday,
Southend welcome Charlton Athletic. Coker on the overlap. Crosses in. Easy header. And Simon Cox has got his first goal of the season. While Colchester head to Cheltenham Town.
Great play again by Dickinson. Across and six and it's Lapsley. Diverting the cross by Dickinson beyond the goalkeeper Richard.
Southend against Charlton Athletic and Colchester at Cheltenham Town.
Saturday from 2.
We are ready. We are getting food ready in the studio for a Korean taste test.
We have Steve Chatfield with us. He's a supply teacher from Chelmsford. He also makes street food. He's hoping to win a competition as well. One of 20 finalists in the British Street Food Awards. And can you hear all those tubs being opened, Ben?
What have you bought in, Steve?
Well, this is one of my signature dishes called bosam.
Bosam.
This is the first dish I tried when I arrived in Korea. It's basically a dish of some slow-cooked pork. We've got courgette kimchi, which the courgettes were grown in Great Bado, actually, for this one. They've got some week-old kimchi there, which is fermented cabbage. And then you've got some...
Week-old?
Yep. That's actually quite young in terms of kimchi.
Is it?
They can be up to 2 years old. And then you've got the pickled Chinese leaf lettuce.
Right, okay,
Okay.
well, should we go and have a try, Ben? Don't pull that face.
I know how spicy it is. I can smell the
Oh,
spice.
come on.
You might have to take over.
It's not as scary as you think.
I mean,
Right,
I'm going to
trust
reveal
me.
at this point that I'm here as
Jodie's
well.
here as well.
No.
Yeah, you can't keep
Food
her
story,
away.
she's
What we'll
here.
do. See, what you do is you create a little food parcel. So you take some lettuce, add some of this samjang paste, which is a soybean paste, and gochujang, which is a fermented chili paste. This is the
Chilli.
this here is the courgette kimchi, which I made last night with the Great Bado
Great Bado courgettes.
courgettes.
Good.
Yeah, grown by my father-in-law.
This looks like it might be a bit
We've got-
messy to eat.
I know,
A
that's
little
my
bit, but that's why I
concern.
brought the napkins.
Oh.
And then we've got the slow-cooked pork, which just sits on top like that. There we go.
So this is it, yeah?
And then you roll it up
Roll it up.
and eat it in one go, which is not
Oh my
Very
goodness.
good.
He's
very
gone
good.
for it. He's gone for it.
In
here.
one go.
In
How
one go.
spicy is the paste?
Well, you'll find out, won't you?
That I'm never going to eat that in one go, I'll be honest with you.
I'm not going to be able to eat it in one go.
Obviously, if you want to be
Oh,
more
come on,
delicate,
Ben.
you could take 2 bites, but
Steve, you load up another one for me and I'll
Yeah, sure.
try it. Right, Ben's eating. He's
I'm
not on
getting a
red.
napkin.
Are you
it's
okay?
fine.
Did you eat it in one?
No, he's left a bit.
Probably shouldn't talk to you with your mouth full, should I? It's Ben and Sonia on the BBC Essex Breakfast Show, where we don't come to talk at the moment because we're eating Korean food.
Here we go.
It's quite spicy.
But
Oh, no.
But
the flavours are
it's
rolling
not-
around.
Yeah. It is quite. I mean, it's too spicy for me,
But it's bearable.
but actually it's not bad at all.
Right, let me get mine then.
It
There
is.
you go.
You.
gonna head
I
round?
think you'll love this.
A resounding not
I
bad.
can't
you'll
eat
love
it in one
this.
go, I don't think.
Yeah, I think this is your cup of tea, or not quite cup of tea.
Well,
You're not,
maybe fold it like that.
So yeah, sort of
fold
roll it up.
Fold it up. I would struggle to eat that in one go.
I'm gonna have to do it like
Well,
that.
I suppose we try to be delicate,
Yeah.
don't we? But
Yeah.
this isn't necessarily
You've not had a lot of it there,
Yeah, you
Sonia.
just had a little nibble.
Very
haven't
dainty
you?
bite.
I'm a very dainty person. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that a lot. I'm just going to go over here and...
Actually, yeah, it's not as spicy as I thought it was.
No, yeah.
I'm ready for another bite now.
There you go.
Now I'm adjusted to it.
Yeah, it's good.
And you're not, you don't use chopsticks, do you, Sonia? No. I always feel a bit. How difficult is it to eat with chopsticks? I always feel a bit.
Well,
I always
this
feel
is-
awkward when I'm in like restaurants. Yeah.
Eating with chopsticks just takes a bit of practice. And when my daughter was often carrying her in my right hand, I had to use my left hand. So I can now use chopsticks with both hands.
Well, thank you
Which-
very much for coming in. We've enjoyed the last 15
very
minutes
much
trying
so.
food. I'll keep that on the go.
Very much so. You're going to keep that there, are you, for
Yeah, I
breakfast?
will. It's one of the
this
more
is kinda
unusual
lunch for you guys,
breakfasts
isn't it?
I've had,
You're
yes.
Well, yeah, I suppose we sort of get to 9 o'clock and we are ready for lunch, so that's true. Well, thank you very much. We've enjoyed that, Steve Chatford, and good luck. When are the finals of the?
So it's the 21st and 22nd of September
And where are they?
at Hawker House in London.
Right.
It's about 50 minutes on the train.
And are there a number of awards, or is it just one person's going to win?
Yeah, there's
Everything.
there's a few categories.
Yeah.
I think for like best burger, there's most popular choice. So the public get to vote for their favourite.
Can radio presenters vote as well?
As long as you're a member of the public.
I'm a member of the public.
All right then, yes, you can vote.
Jodie's nodding very much in approval,
Yeah.
so I think
This
the
is
Korean food's going down
Delicious,
well.
delicious.
Well,
Not
I
too
like it a
spicy
lot.
at all,
No,
Ben.
it's not
What's
spicy
wrong with
at
you?
all.
Is it not spicy?
No.
I thought that was quite
No.
spicy for me.
No.
You
Oh,
see,
dear.
but I'm ready. I am ready. I can handle it. I'm ready for another bite now. Just about. Thanks ever so much, Steve, and good luck.
Breakfast with Sonia Watson and Ben Fryer. This is BBC Essex.